This podcast is part of the Red 5 Network. For more Red 5 Network podcasts, visit red5network.com.
Hello there. Hello there. Hello there. Hello there. Hello there. Another happy landing.
What's up, everybody? I'm Big Lovin, and this is DellaSnooch. Welcome to the Escape Pod, episode 73. Light. Like a Corona light.
Okay.
Or a Bud Light.
Like a preview of a Corona light?
It's kind of like a preview of a light. It's like a...
Pre-light.
It's a pre-light. It's a premium. It's one of the premium Coronas where it's like 7.49 grams or some silliness of measurement. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But anyways, we're covering the Suicide Squad. We're not going to get into spoilers. We're just going to talk about it a little bit. We're going to cover some Bad Batch. There is no clankety clank.
No, I'm just drinking.
Okay. Just throwing that out.
Well,
there.
actually, I'm not drinking.
No, me neither. It's going to be weird.
I'm
and there's no chat.
No chat.
And we're talking to our future selves in the present time in the past.
What's happening now is not actually happening now.
No, but it's going to happen.
Right now.
It's not happening.
I am in Detroit right now.
Right now.
Watching Green Day play at Comerica Park with my son.
I'm probably eating dinner right now.
It's a good idea. Dinner is an important meal.
It is, and it's one of my favorite meals.
Mm-hmm. Tomorrow morning.
Yes.
My future me.
Yes.
Will be taking my son up to Lansing.
At that present time.
At the present time. We'll be taking my son up to Lansing to MEPS.
Yes.
Because he's going to prepare to go on his first great adventure.
The Navy.
In the Navy.
Hell yeah, dude. That's exciting.
It is exciting.
How's the feels on Dad about this?
Dad is still 100.
Yeah.
I
had some moments.
I have a feeling I'm probably going to cry once or twice on Wednesday night.
Yeah. And
then probably a couple times on a Thursday.
There you go.
And then I'll be too busy wiping up my wife's tears on Thursday, Friday.
You're going to let it loose together. There's going to be a moment where you're both like, oh, you miss my boy. Oh, God.
Right. Where my daughter left the nest and she went across town.
Right.
My son is leaving and going excommunicado.
Yeah, he is. And
that's going to be different.
He's going pretty damn far, bro.
Like, I can't tell you of a time in the last 19 years I haven't spoke to my son.
Right. And
somewhere around Friday, I'm not going to be able to speak to him for a long time.
Yeah.
So I guess I am getting a little emotional about that, but in a grown-up-y kind of way.
Yeah.
Is it super important you need to take that?
No, I'm texting.
Oh, that's fine. I'm just saying if it was important.
I'll find out if it's important.
Roger Dodger. So today,
which is
today in the past,
which was last Sunday,
we went and did a awesome photo shoot
with our buddy Kendrick.
With Kendrick.
Hell yeah, dude! I can't wait for to get some of them photos, man.
I know. So, you guys' present self will have already seen a few of these photos because we're going to start to leak them out.
Yeah, because some of them are most excellent. Some of them we're not going to touch. We're just going to share them because they're that cool. But we took some cosplay-ish photos today, and they turned out. I mean, from what we saw just on the little screen, the few that he showed us after he took, it was pretty dope. We spent a couple hours doing it.
Yeah, they're pretty fucking awesome.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
We were both super impressed with the way they took off, and Kendrick did a hell of a job. And
he was pointing, hey, do this and do that. And we were like, yeah, and then showed this, and you're like, that's fucking sweet.
Right. He's well on his way to becoming a professional photographer.
Oh yeah, he's doing things.
Anything else we need to talk about, you think?
Hold
That's pretty much sums up what we've been up to, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can find us as always on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and all your favorite podcasting apps like iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher, Spotify, Audible, and Google Play. Check out the Red 5 Network for all kinds of excellent podcasts, like the Sidebar Cantina's review of Motu this past week. And then, as of now, they will have already done their Stand By Me episode, which we think is a fantastic episode. Maybe one of Sidebar Cantina's best episodes.
Yes. It was quite possibly. I mean, if my memory serves me correct,
it was
best.
most excellent.
Most excellent. Most excellent.
May have saved the universe.
It's quite possible that this episode brought world peace together. And I'm excited about that.
Yeah, time travel and whatnot.
Well, because of the whole time traveling thing.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I'm probably ecstatic Wednesday, but like right now I don't know, so I don't know that true emotion.
Right.
But it was beautiful.
Right. You want to see a dead body?
What?
Stand by me, fucker.
I know, I'm just saying.
There's a moment you were like, what?
No,
Is he for real?
It was oh geez.
Sarlacc Digest talked about everything from good news for the Disney park goers and Ahsoka casting and a whole lot more. If you're listening to this as an audio podcast, please consider joining us live on Wednesday nights on YouTube at youtube.com/c/ATSW The Escape Pod. All one word.
Hell yeah. Please join us at patreon.com and search ATSW The Escape Pod on the search creator bar to support our show and get in on the exclusive Escape Crate.
Close enough.
Yeah.
Please visit our store at tpublic.com, search ATSW The Escape Pod, and make sure that you scroll down to look at all the random goodies like coffee mugs, stickers, and tote bags, in addition to cool things like t-shirts and hoodies.
Hell yeah. Follow us at ATSW_The Escape Pod on Instagram and at The Escape Pod on Twitter, and join ATSW The Escape Pod, the Facebook group.
Shout outs. The Sidebar Cantina used to be ATSW, or what we'd like to call the mothership. That's Dave and Jason, the homies, the Philadelphians, the Jerseydelphians. I'll get this right. Don't worry, Brady. Use and Abuse, Scott and Kim. They do their shows generally on Tuesday mornings, super early. They talk about NASCAR. And then at the end of the day, they get back together and they talk about whatever kind of fun things that they want to talk about. Fairly recently, they just had Lunar Girl on and they put together a hell of a show. Just kind of talking about all things. Big Swede's Excellent Adventure, Tactical Swede, and Swede Reacts on YouTube. And then, hell, who knows what other things Swede's up to. He's been kind of MIA, so I'm sure he's working on some good stuff. Patreon shout-outs. Scott and Kim Rasmussen, Todd Lovin, Jen and Jess Bolt, Big Swede, Lunar Girl and Dragon Buddy, DJ Red 4, Richie the King Armbruster, Kristen Roscom, Ron Oldman Johnson, Backyard TARDIS, Eric Dub Williams, Philly Dave Martin, and as always, Nostalgia Inc. for sponsoring the Escape Crate. And we are real close to sending out that last Escape Crate to Dave Martin. And when you finally do get it, Dave, make sure that you have Kathy film you opening it so we can hand that over to Jess and he can make another one of his excellent videos.
It's movie time. Movie time. It's movie time. Movie time.
Brady's still not here. You guys are going to have to bear with me. The Suicide Squad did $4 million in preview sales, heading into its opening weekend, setting a pandemic record for an R-rated film. The subsequent few days were a little bit lackluster, but as most people know, they released it also on HBO Max simultaneously. So it's going to be another one of those low box office score films due to the nonsense that they pulled as far as how else to describe it? You know, when you release something at home for or on a service that people are already paying for essentially free, you know, why most people are not going to go to the movies. Disney released its. Now, you know what? I'm going to leave this for when Brady comes back because I think that it's good conversation. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson sequel to John Carpenter's Big Trouble in Little China is still possible, but don't expect it to happen anytime soon. It looks like what they have is some licensing rights issues. There's some controversy over who owns what parts of what, so they do plan on making this movie, but they got to iron out who's going to get what cut of what money and why. And it's also going to be a sequel. It's going to be a continuation of the story as opposed to trying to rewrite the original movie or rebrand it or, you know, however other monstrous way that Hollywood likes to chew up and spit out, regurgitate things that we loved from when we were younger. Real Steel director determined to reunite Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman for the sequel. Now, I don't know. We're probably never going to do a show on Real Steel, but I really do like that movie. I had quite a lot of fun with it. Mikey was at the right age where he got quite a lot of enjoyment out of it, and still to this day, he'll sit down and watch it at any time. So, I'd be all for a Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman version of that movie, especially if Ryan Reynolds plays the bad guy. Ryan Reynolds never gets to really play the bad guy. I think it might be fun. Free Guy, Ryan Reynolds' upcoming project. The reviews are starting to come in by the people who are getting early access to it. And one person said it's fun and it's not mean-spirited towards gamers, which has been kind of a big concern in the gaming community, that this movie was going to frame gamers as, you know, being lazy or frivolous or who knows what else. You know, it just doesn't seem like they get a good rap generally when Hollywood represents them. So that's good news if you're excited about that movie. I guess we'll keep on plugging along because Brady still not here.
Power up.
I'm bad. Get over here.
The Steam Deck may struggle to play some games on bigger TVs, as the system does not offer a graphic boost for high pixel density TVs. So, you know, it's designed to play on its, you know, 7-inch screen or 8-inch screen, whatever it happens to have. Unlike the Switch that kind of up-reses the image to be on a large TV, and it does a really good job, like seamlessly does that. But I believe that some of that it happens in the the deck itself where you plug it in. I think it might have a video graphics chip in the docking station. I could be wrong though. It might all do that inside the switch. But this system appears to have some issues with, say you have a TV like mine that's a 24 or a 4K 65-inch TV. Some games just are not going to be that good looking.
Like today.
Brady's back, everybody.
Oh my God.
Back again.
Hell yeah.
Did you get everything resolved?
I think so.
Excellent.
Half of it.
Half of it.
Enough
Enough of it that you're not going to be in trouble when you get home.
of it to where I'm probably still going to get in trouble because that's the way life is.
Uh-huh. Yep. Do you want to read about Back for Blood?
Yeah, because Back for Blood beta players think they have heard zombies yelling the N-word.
Yeah.
Players have released sound clips saying what was shocking was hearing a sound clip from one of the zombies made it seem like it was yelling out a racial slur.
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
That's nuts.
Like, I couldn't believe that. But I remember a lot of times in games like State of Emergency for
Right.
PlayStation, or no, that was a Nintendo game, wasn't it? State of Emergency.
I think so. 64?
Yeah, maybe.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
I think so. But games like that where you have hordes of enemies and they're all yelling things, the developers drop in little sound bites that on their own they sound like the thing they meant them to say.
Right.
But once you digitize them and you drop them in against like the ambiance sounds and things go awry.
Right. So it probably isn't there. It's
Yeah.
just it's unfortunate that it's being heard.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure in State of Emergency there was one guy that sounded like he says, "Hey, motherfucker," if you do some special move or
Right.
something like that.
Right.
And it's not what
It's not even remotely close.
it's
to what
not
he
even
said.
remotely close, but that's what it sounded like.
Right.
But there's definitely they'll definitely fix that. I mean, they're in beta.
Yeah.
They would move mountains to not be associated with having
Hell
said
yeah,
that in
they
the
would.
game.
Right.
Instead of doing sports, let's go back and talk about the thing that we weren't entirely sure where to put anyway. Oh, you son of a
Yeah.
bitch. Shum of a bitch. Where'd it go?
You got it?
There it is.
There, I see it.
Okay. Disney has released pricing info for its new hotel. What's it called?
It's the Galaxy Starship Cruiser,
Yeah,
something or
yeah.
another, something like that.
Yeah, Galactic Starship Cruiser or
something
something.
like that.
Their hotel experience, and pretty much all boils down to insanity.
Yeah. I'm
Uh,
not going.
You're not going.
No, I'm not.
I'm not going. I think Disney overestimated how much they're going to be able to charge for this experience over the long haul.
Right.
I think maybe this pricing setup is great for the first couple of years, why they have a lineup of relatively wealthy folks that want to come do the thing.
Yeah, but I don't think it's sustainable.
I don't think so either. It looks like it's going to be about $1,200 per person per night.
Yeah.
And it's a mandatory 2-night event.
At least, yeah. At least 2 nights.
So you arrive on whatever your first day is, and then you have things that go on that evening, and then
It's
you
a
get
whole structured thing.
right. You get transferred over to the hotel for the next thing, or into the evening, and then you wake up the next day and you go into Galaxy's Edge,
Right.
and then you come back and there's more experience.
Yeah,
stuff
there's more
after
different
that.
stuff you're doing.
And then I imagine they boot you out on that would be the third day after the second night.
Yeah.
They boot you out probably relatively early. So I imagine 10, 11 o'clock you're clearing out.
Right.
Because they probably have to clean everything.
Yeah, get it
the
ready
next
for the
evening's
next set
group
of
comes in.
events, man.
So
it's just too much, bro.
yeah. So if you had a family of 4,
Yeah,
you are just shy of $6,000.
not happening.
It's like $5,800, I think.
Not happening, dude. Not happening.
No, it was family.
Regardless of the math, it ain't happening.
Up to
Because
3
of the
people
math.
was just over $4,000. 4 people was just under 5.
And I don't know. I
It's
don't remember.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of damn money.
When you're talking about taking your family and it's $5,000 just for 2 days of
Right.
your trip to Disney.
No, I can't do it. I can't do it.
You'd have to win a chunk of the lottery.
Yeah, it's just not happening.
But if you're talking about taking 8 or 9 people, it's a 10,000 2-day experience.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they have big estate suites that you can stay in that have like a living room and shit like that. But if you look at how this, like we were on, help me out, Wookiee Radio, and we went through like all the rooms and everything that was in them and
Yeah.
et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They have this estate room that you can put 2 families in, and then there's a common area. Well, then we also went through the schedule, and they've got you like bang, 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 doing stuff.
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
I don't know what the value of the estate room is. But
How much time you're gonna spend in it?
yeah, you know, with this schedule, you know what time you're going to eat. You know how much time you have to eat it.
Yep.
If you say you got to go take a deuce, you're missing out on something.
Yeah, you better plan that accordingly.
Yep. It's not like if you're like, oh shit, I just ate breakfast. I'm going to go, put in some work. And they're like, no, we need you over here to do this, or you're just going to miss that.
Yep. You're going to definitely miss it.
Or if you got some kids that are just being shits and you got to lay them down for a nap, well, you're going to miss part of the fucking experience.
Oh man. Could you imagine? That'd be such a waste of money.
Right.
It would feel like.
And the original talk on this was for this giant price tag, you were going to get a Jedi costume.
That's what it sounded like originally.
Yep. And you were supposed to get some kind of a lightsaber device that worked like Harry Potter's wand does in Diagon Alley at Hollywood Studios.
Right.
But that doesn't appear to be the case.
Nope.
So
seems like the costumes are extra.
Yeah, they'll be happy to sell you a Jedi costume at Galaxy's Edge for a premium price.
Oh, I'm sure of it.
Now the guy, Mike from Wookiee Radio, said that they are very high quality.
Yeah.
And you can cosplay in them. I mean, they're of that kind of quality, but still.
Yep. I'm not doing it once I've already dished out that kind of money. Jesus.
Yeah, I can't imagine spending another $250 on a Jedi costume.
Right.
Just to go through the last day in your expensive ass park experience.
Right.
So I really think maybe these prices are going to adjust at some point, but they're not going to adjust in a way that I'm ever going to go, I don't think.
Right. Right.
If it was $2,400 for one person for the weekend, I don't think that I would spend $2,400 on 2 people for the weekend.
Right.
Even for this.
Yeah, it's a huge money number.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
If it was $1,200 for 2 people for the 2 days, I could see splitting it with you.
Oh
600,
yeah, I could see doing that.
But those numbers are crazy.
Yeah, they're absurd. Like I said, I don't think it's sustainable. We'll have to wait and see. And like, you better be selling it to me.
Yeah.
Like, you better have me believing that we're locked in this fantasy world together.
Right. So there's that. We all had lots of laughs about it. It's pretty fucking nutso.
Yeah.
let's get back into the sports.
And now it's time for Sports Talk with your hosts, Dangerous Don Juan DellaSnooch, beautiful Brady Lovin, here on the Escape Pod.
Truth.
It's awesome.
It is.
Colleges went into their fall camps last week, so there isn't much to talk about until the end of the month for college football, at least.
Yep, there's just not a lot going on. You know, all the big programs, they go into their little submarine and they don't want to talk about shit.
Right. There's no, I mean, football preseason's going on. I think it started Thursday. That's happening. And then the Pro Football Hall of Fame today, Peyton Manning, Charles Woodson, highlighting that
Megatron.
class. And Megatron.
Yep.
Highlighting that class.
Calvin Johnson.
Yes, sir.
Definitely a good class.
Yeah.
Like, big respect for that particular class.
Absolutely. Tom Brady's supposed to show up to pay respects to Peyton Manning. That's pretty dope.
There is a lot of times when they do these Hall of Fame things where I'm like, I don't know that guy.
Yeah.
But this time all around, like, it's really a good class. Good
choices.
As of 3:30 on Sunday afternoon, because time travel.
Because of the time travel.
The United States leads China 39-38 in gold medals. Razor's edge.
Nice.
I'm hoping that trend holds through later on into this afternoon.
Yes.
And the United States ends up winning.
Pulls out some more victories.
41 silvers for the U.S. and 32 for China, and 33 bronze and 18 bronze for China. So the United States, medal-wise, is putting a spanking on China. And I only bring up China because China's the only one close.
Right.
Right behind that is Japan, and they are way behind China.
Yeah.
Our normal rivals, Russia, they're not even on the map.
Nice.
So, you know, I'm glad they showed up
as the Russian Olympic Committee.
The Russian Olympic Committee. But apparently doping and Russia kind of go hand in hand. Go figure, they fucking cheat.
Cheaters. Fucking cheaters.
But as it stands on Sunday, right now, but in the past.
Yeah. Presently in the past.
The U.S. has a total of 113 medals, and the next closest is China with 88. So, I mean, medal-wise, the United States is really killing it. But when it all comes down to it, only the golds matter.
Yeah, it's true.
When they go, this country won the Olympics. Golds.
How many golds do they have?
Yeah.
Exactly.
It all comes down to golds.
We need to finish it out strong.
We finish in strong. Love them strong.
Love them strong, so you finish strong. Ooh.
Oh, this is gonna get dirty.
Oh my goodness.
You ready to get in the Bad Batch?
Yeah, we're getting into it.
All right, we got 3 episodes of the Bad Batch to cover because we've been having to kind of push them.
Yeah,
the last few weeks.
We'd figure we'd throw them into this little thing in here.
Yep.
This little episode.
Little episodic episode.
Episodic. It's the episode of CCO, dude?
No.
Yo,
Skiddly O
Dog. Yo, Skiddly O Dog.
Episode 13, Infested, written by Amanda Rose Manois and directed by Saul Ruiz. The Bad Batch returns from a mission to find Sid's parlor under the ownership of crime boss Roland Durand. They find Sid outside. She reveals a plan to take back the parlor by stealing a shipment of spice from Roland that he intends to sell to the Pike Syndicate.
The Bad Batch and Sid take an abandoned tunnel infested with a hive of sleeping Earlings to her office via underground tunnels, while some of Sid's goons cause a distraction by stealing Roland's pet. They successfully retrieve the spice, but are chased down by Roland's guards who awaken the hive.
The group escapes from the tunnel, but the spice is taken by the hive. They are caught by the Pikes, who take Omega hostage while the Bad Batch and Sid retrieve the spice from the hive. The Pikes then let Sid reclaim the parlor.
Nice.
Fun episode,
It was a fun episode.
but it kind of a filler.
Yeah, because it's kind of a filler, and then leading up to this last one that we've had, like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm comparing it to the last one because the last one has to be one of my favorite episodes of the
These
season.
next couple episodes speed up at a breakneck pace.
Yeah.
And after what we talk about today, going into next week, where we have the finale, which we're going to discuss with Dave and Jason from the Sidebar Cantina.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is getting hairy.
Yeah, it is.
So this is the last of the fluff,
Yep.
so to speak.
Yep.
Which is kind of appropriate because about episode 8, that's when Omega got kidnapped, Cad Bane, like things were like getting a little nuts, and then we had a little downturn. And right after this episode, we're right back up the next hill.
We're speeding back up. Let's get into Easter eggs. Criminal Roland Durand is a brand new character, as is his mother, the crime lord Izza Durand, whose footsteps he follows. His species, the Deveronians, hail from the planet Deveron and have an obvious devil theme with their horned heads and pointed teeth. This species first appeared in A New Hope.
I feel like this character, or this species of characters, was all named by the same people who named the characters in Masters of the Universe.
I think so.
The versatile organic material with uses from medicinal and spice is a versatile organic material. It uses for medicinal and recreational. It's a catch-all term for some drugs in Star Wars. It's been a sought-after resource since Han Solo's introduction, when he loses a cargo of spice that got him into trouble with Jabba the Hutt in A New Hope.
Son of a bitch. Ord Mantell is the site of Sid's Bar. Ord Mantell is the site of Sid's Bar. Has a long history in the Star Wars expanded universe, particularly when it comes to the adventures of semi-legal adventures like Han Solo. It has always been known as a hub for bounty hunters and other criminals.
The Pike Syndicate gang are reoccurring villains in the Clone Wars, often affiliated with the spice trade. A wealthy gang, they clash with Ahsoka Tano and were temporarily allied with Maul. While not all Pikes are criminals, canon has focused on the Pike Syndicate rather than the species as a whole.
Yep. Gundarks are often used as a metaphor or a comparison in Star Wars to indicate someone or something is dangerous. A large creature native to the planet Vancor, they were first mentioned in The Empire Strikes Back in the phrase, "look strong enough to pull the ears off a Gundark." The Clone Wars showed them in the flesh decades later in a story also explaining an Attack of the Clones reference to Anakin and Obi-Wan falling into a nest of Gundarks. Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Episode 14, War Mantle. This is where shit starts to happen.
Starts ramping up.
Written by Damani Johnson and directed by Stuart Lee. The Bad Batch are contacted by Rex, who asks them to help Clone Commando Gregor, who's sending a distress signal from the planet Darrow. The Kaminoans have come to the conclusion that the Imperials are not likely willing to let them live to potentially build another army for someone else, so they make plans to flee Kamino.
At the source of the signal, they find an Imperial base where the conscripted troopers are updated in TK armor and are being trained by clone commandos to replace the clone trooper army. Hunter, Tech, and Echo infiltrate the base while Omega and Wrecker stay in the ship as backup.
The Bad Batch rescues Gregor, but Hunter is captured during the escape. On Kamino, Lama Su and Nala Si planned their escape after the Empire cancels their clone army contracts, but they are caught by Admiral Rampart, who has no use for Nala Si has a use for Nala Si as a scientist, but not for Lama Su. And it kind of fades to black.
Yeah.
As you're assuming that they killed Lama Su.
Right. She was a politician. Or he was a politician.
Mm-hmm.
Easter eggs. CC5576 Gregor. This episode's major new character is actually a returning face from the Clone Wars. Although you wouldn't necessarily know it, he first appeared in the episode Missing in Action in Season 5, living as an amnesic dishwasher. R2-D2 and others find his clone armor and jog his memory just in time for Gregor to be seemingly killed in battle. But he was confirmed to have survived that blast in Rebels, where he teams up with Rex and other retired clones hiding from the Empire. Gregor really did die in the fight against the Empire in Rebels, but not before telling Rex he was glad to fight for a cause he actually chose to believe in.
Those were such good episodes of Rebels.
Yeah, they were.
That's one of those things that Ashley and Brandy have yet to get to. Because right now they're still kind of struggling because they're just getting into season 2 of Rebels. And they're right about the part where they're going to start getting the nuggets that feed all that. Project War Mantle places clone commandos as instructors for conscripted stormtroopers. It turns out some of these commandos are familiar. The trooper with the white and yellow armor and the bright blue visor is RC-1262, known as Scorch, one of the clone troopers from the Republic Commando video game, which is no longer canon. But Scorch was later recanonized as a mirror role in the Clone Wars Season 3 episode.
A minor role, my friend.
Oh, minor role. Clone Wars Season 3, Witches of the Mist, which I believe was about the witches on
Dathomir. Possibly. I don't remember the episode names. On the other side of the clone conscriptive divide in the early days of the Empire are the human soldiers with the TK designation, who the Empire have gathered from around the galaxy. The Bad Batch points out that they don't have any loyalty to the Republic and instead are blank slates to project the ideals of the Empire upon and spread them. The TK designation was used for stormtrooper call signs from the very beginning, popularized with TK-421 in A New Hope. Why aren't you at your battle station? TK-421.
Everything's fine here.
Everything's fine here. What?
How are you?
Okay.
Project War Mantle first appeared as one of the many names of secret Imperial projects stored on the Scarab facility from which Jyn Erso and her team stole the Death Star plans in Rogue One. Its identity is confirmed in the Bad Batch Episode 3 when Admiral Rampart said it was the code name for the effort to shift the Empire away from using clone troopers as conscripts.
Yes. The dog-like creatures that stormtroopers use to hunt down the escapees are massiffs, which have appeared throughout the franchise. They debuted in the Attack of the Clones as guard dogs for the Tusken Raiders. More recently, they gained more wide recognition as pets instead of guard animals when Din Djarin pet one. I only pet a couple of them in The Mandalorian.
Episode 15.
This is where it gets nuts.
It's where it gets
crazy.
One of the things in episode 14 that didn't really show up in the synopsis or the notes. This is the episode that we see the stormtroopers go from clone armor to kind of the first
the
version,
concept series. The concept of
the standard TK armor.
Yeah. It's very much got the what's his name? Ralph McQuarrie feel to it.
Yes, it does. It looks quite a bit like Ralph McQuarrie's version of a stormtrooper.
You can definitely see that's where they took their inspiration from.
It's really cool. That's one of the things that I enjoyed the most about that episode. I was like, ooh, that's my goodies.
Yeah.
Episode 15, Return to Camino. Written by Matt McNovitz and directed by Nathaniel Villanueva. Hunter is taken to Tapioca City, Tapoca, on Camino, where the Empire has evacuated critical personnel and eliminated the rest. Crosshair activates Hunter's comlink during the rest of the luring the rest of the Bad Batch into a trap.
Omega shows the others a hidden entrance into Nala C's secret laboratory, where they were all originally created and where they find a friendly droid, AZI-3, in hiding. They find Hunter, who tries to convince Crosshair to have his inhibitor chip removed.
Crosshair reveals that it has already been removed and is willingly working with the Empire. Hunter stuns Crosshair as Rampart. Under the orders of Tarkin, begins destroying Tapoka City, with the Bad Batch and Crosshair still inside. The Batch begins to flee, and they decide to take Crosshair with them.
Yes. And then as they were trying to make it out, man, that was crazy when shit was blowing up and like the bridge that they were supposed to be running on just started getting decimated. And I was like, oh shit, they're not going to make it.
And then the screen just moves out to the space shot.
Back,
And you can just see the Star Destroyers just bombarding the city.
It was awesome.
It was an awesome episode.
Easter eggs. Omega and Clone Force 99 were created in Nalasee's secret lab. Another starting revelation is that apparently Omega was there when the batch was created. That means Omega is older than the others chronologically. We know that the clones were designed to grow and mature at a faster than normal rate. Omega, however, was not.
Yeah.
I kind of picked up on that.
Yep. Yeah, it made it pretty clear that she was older than them.
Yeah.
Which, as they kind of, like, especially with Tech, as Tech was figuring out, he was like, oh, fuck. Now who's the kid?
Right.
That pretty much sums up the Easter eggs. There's not a lot out there right now as far as that goes, because like the episode just dropped.
Yeah.
And it takes the internet a while to catch up. Normally we do the show on Wednesday.
We've had enough time to get all the Easter eggs picked out of it that we don't have the time to gather.
Yeah, there's people that are smarter than us that find that shit.
Way smarter than us.
And apparently not as busy.
Yeah, because it's pretty much what they do as a job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could find some cool shit in a half an hour show if it was my job.
Hell yeah, I'd try my damnedest.
Right. You want to read the synopsis of our main topic, the Suicide Squad?
The Suicide Squad?
The Suicide Squad.
Absolutely. I would love to read the main topic.
Now, before we get into it, this is 2021.
Right.
The Suicide Squad. Not
2019.
The 2016 one.
Was it 2016? Was it that long ago?
Yep.
Damn, it doesn't feel like it was that long ago.
Oh, yeah.
And we're not going to get into the whole movie because this movie just came out. We just seen it. We don't want to ruin it for those who haven't seen it yet. Give it time to breathe. So hopefully there's not too many spoilers in here. We're going to try not to lay them in there. So,
but be warned, like something might get spoiled.
Yeah, because we're human.
Right.
And we just watched the movie. So, main topic. The government sends the most dangerous supervillains in the world, Bloodsport, Peacemaker, King Shark, Harley Quinn, and others, to the remote enemy-infused island of Corto Maltese. Armed with high-tech weapons, they trek through the dangerous jungle on a search-and-destroy mission with the only Colonel Rick Flag on the ground to make them behave. Old girl was in their ear a little bit.
Old girl?
Old girl. Waller.
Oh, yeah.
Waller was in their ear a little
Amanda Waller is...
a badass?
She is something else.
She's a badass, too. She does not F around, as they say in the streets.
Right. She's quite the... whatever the job takes...
We're going to get it done.
We're going to get it done. Things are going to get messy, and that's fine because she doesn't really have a conscience.
Right.
So going into this, what did you think about some of the individual characters?
I knew nothing of this little rogues gallery of
a lot of these characters I didn't know shit about either.
I didn't know any of them.
Like Idris Elba playing Bloodsport. I thought that he was super interesting. It reminded me quite a bit of his character in that Hobbs and Shaw movie. Where he just kind of is just a
Billy
incredible
badass
fighter.
Yeah.
He's got all kinds of little toys. all the tech is working for him.
Right. His tech was cool in this movie.
His tech was cool. Those guns where they'd flip around and then he'd add shit to them.
Add it and it would become something different. Yeah, that shit was neat.
Peacemaker, played by John Cena.
Yeah, buddy.
What did you think of Peacemaker?
I loved to hate him, hated to love him.
Yeah, he was fun. Especially the scene where he's talking about having cooler tech than Bloodsport.
Right.
And saying that shit about I don't want to spoil the line because it's a good laugh line. King Shark. What was your impression of giant walking talking shark?
I loved it.
Me too.
I was fantastic. It didn't feel out of place. They really did well with the character. I enjoyed his aloofness.
Yeah.
I thought his aloofness was fun.
That's a good point. It does not seem silly.
Right.
I thought when Guardians of the Galaxy was coming out that Groot and Rocket Raccoon were going to feel so silly and disconnected, and this is very much the same.
Yeah.
He feels like he's part of the squad, and he's not what's the shark from the Hanna-Barbera?
cartoon? I know exactly who you're talking
I mean?
about. I can't think of his name. I know exactly who you're talking about.
Super silly.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't get that from this at all.
No. He just felt more aloof.
Yeah. He's silly, but he doesn't think he's silly.
Right.
It wouldn't be ruining anything to say, at the beginning, he's in prison trying to read a book, and he's got it upside down. And then somebody's like, you can't read. And he's like, I read book. I smart. So smart. That's super good. Harley Quinn in this one, I think. Okay, so my wife brought up that she thought Harley Quinn was not as fun. She wasn't as mouthy, etc., etc. I think that she was almost conflating the Harley Quinn that was in the first Suicide Squad movie with the Harley Quinn that was in Birds of Prey.
Right.
Because the first Suicide Squad movie, they didn't give her a ton to do.
Right. Yeah.
But then Birds of Prey, it was about her.
Right. And
so she got to flesh that character out and, exist in that skin a lot more. And then she becomes, again, almost a side character in Suicide Squad.
And rightfully so. I don't want it to be taken over so much by her to where it's well, you should have just called her Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey.
Right.
Or, Harley Quinn and the Suicide Squad. Right. Don't do that.
Right.
So I'm glad they didn't.
Harley Quinn is not the leader of the Suicide Squad. Right. She's not the central focus. She does her own stuff, and then she does shit with them. So I really enjoyed her character in this, although she was not as great as she was in Birds of Prey.
Right. But like you said, there was more for her to breathe in Birds of Prey.
Sure. Gosh, who else was in this fucking movie? Randall Flagg does quite a bit in this movie.
Yeah.
I thought that
I like his character more in this one than in the last one.
Yeah. He grew quite a bit.
Yeah.
I'm going to look up the cast because I know we're leaving out some people. There is Pete Davidson plays one of the guys. What's his name? Black. Oh, that's just Pete Davidson.
Black Run or something like that. Something weird.
Yeah, fuck. Where's IMDb when you need it? Uncomfortable silence.
Let there be uncomfortable silence. You trying to figure this out for the people, man. It's important.
Michael Rooker.
Yeah.
Plays a guy named Savant.
Yes. Interesting character.
Yep. He's not a big liker of things that fly. Jai Courtney is awesome again as Captain Boomerang.
Yes.
Nathan Fillion plays TDK. I want to tell you what TDK stands for, but it ruins part of it. Yeah, it ruins part of it. Fluya Borg plays a guy named Javelin.
Oh yeah,
and it's super awesome. Pete Davidson is Blackguard.
Blackguard, that's what it was. Black Rug.
Black Rug.
I thought it was
we're here looking for Black Doug.
Hey, you seen Black Doug? Come on, man, you say that shit again.
So if you are a I forgot Sylvester Stallone plays King Shark.
Yeah. I thought that was fun.
That's really awesome. And one of the bad guys in this is played by Peter Capaldi, who plays the Thinker.
Oh yeah.
What was you're not a Doctor Who fan?
No.
So what was your opinion on Peter Capaldi's?
I thought he did a good, excellent job.
Yeah, I think he's a fantastic actor.
He did well enough to make me think he was a credible bad guy, but he wasn't over the top. He wasn't silly.
His line delivery was really good.
Yeah.
Like the scene where he's cussing out Rick Flag.
Yeah.
And just giving Rick Flag the fucking business. You're like, oh no, this guy's serious. When he tells him to quit clutching his pearls, you're like, ooh, yeah, quit clutching your pearls, bitch. What else is there to?
It's a fun. I thought the jokes were on point. They weren't. It wasn't too joke heavy. The jokes were just where they needed to be.
Yep. I didn't feel like there was anything that was forced or out of place or anything like that.
Right.
Like for example, John Cena's in this movie. John Cena has a tendency to always
be John Cena.
Yeah, he's always John Cena, and he always seems like he's in this movie but doesn't really belong there.
He felt like he belonged in this movie.
Yeah. Like, have you ever seen that movie he was in? They shortened the name to Blockers.
But it's Cock Blockers. I didn't see it. I seen a lot of the previews for it and watched some interviews. I wanted to see it. It's one of those movies that just kind of fell off. I forgot about it.
You should see it. It's very funny. But John Cena does not feel like he belongs in the role that he's in.
Right.
He's just too big.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the reference or the connection to the Batman universe.
Okay.
This all takes place in Corto Maltese, which in the 1989 Batman, there is a lot of the Joker referring to Vicky Vale's photo shoot of the massacre in Corto Maltese that this movie references, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Just interesting.
I didn't pick up on that.
Yeah.
But I believe you.
That's the only 2 times I've ever heard of the island of Corto Maltese.
Right.
Like, I'm aware that there was some horrific shit that happened there. I believe it's off the coast of Africa.
Right.
I thought that was pretty cool. All in all, what's your temperature on this movie?
It was a positive. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I don't feel like you needed to see the first one.
Right? No, you don't.
You can go into this one and be like, oh, okay, I get what's going on here.
I'm not sure that this one really gives any reference to the first one.
Just with some of the stuff Colonel Flagg says. That's kind of what we do. That's our thing.
That's true.
Just some of the stuff he says.
Yeah. But there's, even like the the premise of the chips that they put in people's necks and shit, so they'll blow their head off if they don't do what they're supposed to. Like, it kind of glosses over that. So even if you didn't know about it, it catches you up on that.
Yeah.
And then they prove it because, why not?
Right, exactly.
Did they do that in the first movie? Did they ever blow anybody's head off? They had I'm
trying to remember if they did.
I honestly don't think that
I don't think they did.
So, and that's probably why they did it in this movie.
Yeah, we won't say to who, but they did it in this movie.
They were like, people were complaining because we didn't blow anybody's head up.
So that's what we did.
That's what we did. So take that.
Blew up some heads. Kaboosh!
So
Kabooyow!
My official position on this is you should watch it.
Hell yeah, you should.
I think it's worthy of your time. It is every bit as entertaining as the first one, and probably a better movie.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And you know what it didn't do? It didn't fuck up the bad guy.
Yeah. Yes.
The bad guy was good. The big fight scene at the end, all that was good.
Right. Exactly.
The first movie like really nerfed up the bad guy, and it was just a CGI mess.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, don't get me wrong, this has CGI in it.
Oh yeah.
But
what movie nowadays doesn't?
Yeah, but it doesn't feel like
they went CGI heavy and they got to rely on it.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Absolutely. So all in all,
good movie. Absolutely.
Watch Suicide Squad.
Do it.
Don't expect The Dark Knight Returns.
No.
Like, it's not that movie. It's silly. It's fun. It's self-aware. It pokes fun at itself at moments.
Yes. It really does.
So think about it less as a superhero movie and more as a comedy.
I would agree with that. Comedy, action, adventure.
Yeah. So don't go in there going, well, they really just didn't take this seriously. Like, get the fuck out of here. That's not what this movie's about.
Like, there's gore, but the gore is what you expect out of a comic book rated R movie.
Right.
It's a little sometimes over the top, but it's not like...
It's made by James Gunn, who made those Trauma movies.
I never seen them.
You've never seen
Tromo?
Toxic Avenger?
Oh, I thought you said Tromo.
No,
I don't like
Tromo.
no. I thought that was like a. I don't know what that meaning means. So I guess I didn't know.
Gotcha.
I do.
But
not
you
like
have seen?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Toxic Avenger.
No,
not at all.
Yeah,
not at all, bro.
I like those movies. They're fucking just silly nonsense.
They are silly nonsense. Silly nonsense.
But anywho,
yeah.
Anything else you want to add?
Not a thing.
All right. Well, let's shift this thing into gear and get out of here.
Hell yeah.
Everybody, make sure that you like this video. Give us a 5-star review somewhere on iTunes or wherever. Just make sure that you let us know where it's at. There supposedly is a review out there from our friend Darius, and
we don't know where it is.
We don't know where it's at.
Private message one of us and let us know where it is, because I remember you saying specifically that you did a review, but I couldn't find it if it was on iTunes. So if it's somewhere else, let us know.
Yeah. It helps people find us. And when you do, Brady here will read it live on the show, even if it's embarrassing.
Yeah, I don't care.
He doesn't care.
Hell no. Please make sure you subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts.
Follow us on social media and interact with us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Brady, can you tell these guys where they can find you?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at lowercase o 0 capital BIG _ capital LOVIN 0 lowercase o. And once again, that's on Instagram and Twitter. Don, tell these good people where they can find you.
They can always find me at Jetfire1979 on Twitter, and I'm DellaSnooch on Instagram.
Hell yeah, you are.
You can find us and other great podcasts on red5network.com.
Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you next time.
May the force be with you.
And go
blue.
Dude, I held that piss.